Curtain rails are a must for hanging curtains, but they don't always look great. A pelmet is an easy way to hide the curtain rail and finish off a room. Let me show you how easy it is to actually make your own. So what you'll need is some timber. I'm going with some MDF skirting, and the reason for that is it's already got a cut profile which is going to add that class to my pelmet. It's also smooth, so it's easy to paint. But you can go with any timber you like. You'll also need 2 curtain brackets for a small window and 3 for a large window, 13mm screws, wood glue, a miter saw, drill driver, a 3.5mm drill bit, some corner clamps, a tape measure, pencil and square. To finish it off, you'll need some fine sandpaper, some paint, and I'm going with the white Velveglow. You'll also need a roller and tray. So the first thing we need to do is figure out the length of our pelmet. To do that, pop off the caps on our curtain rail and measure the length. So on this rail, we have 1 meter. Now all we need to do is, doesn't matter how long your rail is, just add 20 mils. That'll give space 10 mils and 10 mils on each side for clearance for the pelmet. Now we need to work out the depth of the pelmet. The only way that's going to change is if you have a single or a double curtain rail. Now how this is going to work is our clip is going to be mounted onto the inside of the pelmet. That is then going to clip onto the curtain rail, holding it in place. So what we need to measure is the depth of the curtain rail and then add in the depth of our hook. So the depth of our rail is 95, and the depth of our clip is 45. So our length that we need to cut is 140. So the front face of our pelmet is going to need a left and a right miter cut at 45 degrees. Now you can use a normal miter box, but I like to use this grip miter saw. Use a rail system to make sure that all my cuts are completely straight. So now we need to cut the length of our pelmet. So we're going to measure out the length of our rail plus 20 mils for clearance, and make sure that you measure from the inside of your miter cut to the inside of the other miter cut. So our measurement is 1 meter plus our 20 mil clearance, which is 102 meters. Right, our front's cut. Now we'll just square this off so that we can measure out for the sides. We've cut our straight edge, which will butt up against the wall. Now we need to cut our 45 degree at 140 millimeters from the wall. And that was the depth that we measured for the side of the pelmet. And there's our side piece. So our one side's cut, now we need to cut the other side, which is a mirrored image. So I'm going to start with the 45 and then cut my straight cut at 140 mils. And remember, you're measuring in from the inside of your miter cut. 140. There we go. All our sides are cut. Next thing we need to do is glue them up. Now before we glue them, just make sure you clean any rough edges off with some fine sandpaper. Just pop some glue onto the joint. Nice good coverage, then we can put it into the clamp. Now this is where these corner clamps come in really handy. Holds the joint nice and tight while the glue sets. Do exactly the same on the other side. Now you can just leave that glue to set and it'll be nice and strong. Alternatively, you can always pop in a few nails with your nail gun or with a hammer and nail, and that'll just hold it all together while that glue sets. There we go, now I can take the clamps off and even make another one while this dries. So the next thing we need to do is install our brackets. Now our brackets only come with 1 hole, so we will need to drill another hole, and we'll use our 3.5mm to make that hole. And then I'm going to mount the brackets about 20 mils down from the top of the pelmet with our 13 mil screws. So on the inside, we'll fasten our brackets right on the ends. And the reason for that is it's going to replace the end caps. Clip on there, and then the curtain will still be able to open fully. Brackets are in place. Last thing to do is paint them up. I'm going to be using the white Velveglow. It's a non-drip interior enamel, and the great thing about it is I don't need to put a primer on first. So that just needs a second coat, and then we can install it, which is really easy to do using the clips. You simply clip the hooks onto your existing rail, and that will hide the rails and add a bit of class to the room. This is another pelmet I made for a double window. It has an extra clip in the center just to add some strength. Remember, everything I used is available at Builders, in-store or online at builders.co.za. And for more how-to videos like this, visit the blog on the website. Get to Builders, get it done.